Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Derek. Now things are feeling like 2025 when my two key holders showed up first. Good morning. Good morning, HB. Yeah, things are feeling like 2025 again. Good morning. Look at that, HB, Nerdy, and Derek all here. What do you guys have a plan? What do you guys have a show or something? What do you guys have some kind of a show? What's going on with you guys? You have some kind of a YouTube stream thing? I don't know. Good morning. Derek, we ended up not meeting this morning, this weekend, but one night this week. One night this week. So I don't know. It's a good point. Will I come out alive? I don't know. I didn't get it. We didn't, myself and Miss Rose had divergent plans. She really didn't feel like watching football this weekend. And Pops did. I was footballaholic this weekend. So, but as soon as I drop the deuce on her, I'll let you know. I will, I promise. I can't wait, actually. Good morning, everybody. Good morning out there. I hope your year has started out wonderful. Thank you, Charles. Good morning. Derek, you like that one? Drop the deuce? Yep. I'm gonna drop it like it's hot. You're silly. Oh boy. Good morning, everybody. I can see you all out there. Terry Newman, Kitty Cat Zilla Higgs, Aaron, Nerdy, Glassic, Sarah Bear, Joey D, Sue Little. I see you guys. I see you out there. We don't care about football. No, didn't get together with her this weekend. I tried, but she was a little busy. But oh boy, wait till the next time I see her. You guys know what's happening. You guys know what's up. What's up? 27 people, 16 likes. Do you think the likes will catch up? Exception. Do you think that the likes will catch up? I'm wondering. Sammy P, what do you think? Do you think the likes will catch up with the people here? It usually does, doesn't it? Exception, you know how it works. You've been here for 5 years plus. Okay? They'll be even in about 20, 30 seconds. Here they come, 28 to 21. Catching up. Charles, you're doing what I'm supposed to do, but I refuse. You're doing what I'm supposed to do. Good for you. Below 60 in Florida. Try below 20 in Detroit. Sarah Bear. Try 20 in Detroit. Joe Dees was reminding you to switch to all, what is it? To all messages in your chat filter. Switch to all messages in your chat filter so you can see everybody. For some reason it starts out, it usually starts out in a default of top messages. But it hit the old all messages. Ever have a fruits cap corner of it stay like submerged in the cake? Yeah. Yeah. He gets all kinds of weird stuff in these tubs over time. Nature has her own form of beauty. Just like that's how I want that mushroom. Layered up, and it's only 60 degrees. Sarah Bear, that's why people go to Florida during the winter. That's why people snowbird down to your area. Layer up. I'm just teasing with you. I'm sorry you're cold. But that's why people layer up. I mean, that's why people go down there. Right, Notorious? 60? I was born and raised in Southern California and never went below 72. Right, Nerdy? That's shorts weather. I agree. That's shorts and a muscle t-shirt. Good morning. That's nothing. Nothing. I gotta tell you guys a quick story. 60 is good enough for swimming easily, eggs. Here we swim around the icebergs, the ice flows. Floridians. What an interesting state you guys have become. I'm gonna swing this thing around. Good morning, everyone. I have a story to tell you guys. Funny story. Wait. So my arrangement with the post office is they gave me this box, right? They gave me this crate. And in my shipping app, if I want the postman to pick the package up from my house instead of me taking it to the post office, there's a little column I can check. And it sends a notice to the post office, and it tells the post office there's a package waiting at such and such an address to be picked up, and we get it they'll pick it up the next day, 24 hours after you click the box for pickup. I've gotten into the habit of doing that. The packages that I'm going to send out, I put in this container, I check the box pickup, and I know that I have to have it out there in the morning because the mailman, it's not a regular route here for some reason. They might come at 10 in the morning, they might come at 2 in the afternoon, they might come at 4:30. There's no telling. Herbie remembers that my guy's name is Leon. Leon hasn't been around as much lately. They have a couple of random guys that don't really, they're not as, I haven't made friends with them yet. But I will. Anyways, so I have everything pre-planned, right? So in the morning, if I have any shipments, I've already notified them the day before, and I have to have them out on the porch in the morning, and then I'll know that sometime today they'll get picked up. And meanwhile, I can go around and do my business. Okay? Sammy, you get shuffled mail, people, we do too. Okay. One of those, oh man. I'm not sure which mailman will come per day. Anyways, with the box sitting out there with some with the crate sitting out there with boxes in it. During the day, if I get another order, sometimes I'll drop a box that I haven't told the mail company, the post office. I haven't set it for pickup tomorrow because I look in the box and it hasn't been picked up today. So I'll just take a box and put on the label, and I'll drop it in the box with the other ones that have been scheduled to be picked up. Okay? So we following so far? So I just open up the front door and I drop another box in the pre-planned box. It all works out great. Nobody has a problem. It all works. Okay? Pirate Ship is my shipping app, and I love them. They do an extremely good job. Okay, so now I just add the box. Friday, I had put the box out, the crate out, and I was like, I just did a box. Once one of your guys wins, somebody had sent me an address, and right away, I was, boom, put the box together, put it in the crate. So I open up the front door to go put it in the crate, and it wouldn't be unusual for the crate to be empty. Darn it, I missed the mailman. What is unusual, if the whole crate is gone, it's not there. I open up the door and I'm looking. I go, the crate isn't even here. Did he already come? I should add that it was wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. Pops was not paying attention to the Dow. Okay, I wasn't. I look around and I'm like, I bet it's windy as hell. I said, I'll bet you the wind got a hold of this box and it blew it across wherever. Now there's, I'm going to say 12 boxes on the loose and no crate to be found. Across the street from me, in the direction the wind is blowing, is a landscape company. So I walk over to their parking lot, and sure enough, what do I see? Wait. I find 2 of the boxes in their parking lot. Pick up the boxes, and they look like this. They're all wind-blown, muddy. Only 2 of them. I think, okay, well, maybe the people that found it, maybe the people at the landscape company found it. So I knock on the door, and I said, do you guys happen to have a mail crate with some white boxes in it? She looked at me and goes, no. I saw a plastic bag blow by recently, but no. So now I've only been able to recover 2 of the 12, and I'm missing the crate. Okay? So I'm thinking to myself, who's going to be lucky enough to find these boxes wherever they have blown? And I'm going to have to go home, and I'm going to have to reset, reload boxes, make up for the missing ones. But let me do this before I do. Has anybody ever lost a pet? And they get in their car and they drive around the block yelling for it? Who's done that? You're missing a pet. and you get in your car and you drive around the block looking for, yelling its name out. We've done that, haven't we? Well, the boxes clearly aren't going to hear me yell, but let me get in the car, and I'm going to drive, and I'm going to see if I can find these boxes. 2 blocks away, down this way, 2 blocks, and up this way 1 block, I find the crate in the middle of the street. No boxes in it. Okay, the lighter boxes flew further. No boxes in it. I look over to the side, there's 3 boxes on random front lawn over there. There's a box under the bush over there. I'm Easter egging. I'm on an Easter egg hunt for the missing boxes. Okay, I'm rooting through people's hedges. I'm looking on front porches. I am up and down 2 different blocks looking for these boxes. Where are these boxes? Best news of all, and I'm thinking, anybody, I don't even know how long they've been out on the loose. I don't know how long they've been blowing around, flying around. But I'm scrambling, and every box I found was completely damaged. Every one. Okay? I ended up, good news, give me 5. Good news is I found all 12 missing boxes. Okay? No, I didn't have my lab coat on when I was looking. That would have been too obvious. But I was stressing. Okay? I was stressing a bit. I was like, gosh darn it. Where are my boxes? Which ones are missing? Who's gonna find them? This could turn out to be not a good thing. This could turn out to be like not a good thing. Found all 12 boxes, brought all my little orphans home, okay, and I had to rebox them. Give me 5 people. Would you have sent this box anyways? With this little bit of mud damage on it, an asphalt burn, etc. Who would have sent the box anyways? Derek's saying send it. Notorious is saying send it. Nope. Herbie's saying no. Nerdy's saying nope. I would get a clean one. Who would send it? Who would send it? Okay. Oh, depends on my mood. I couldn't do it, you guys. I couldn't do it. I couldn't put this box back in the crate. And don't kid yourself, this isn't the only one. All 12 of them exhibited road rash. There's no way. That was exactly why, Herbie. I was thinking that the dirty boxes would draw attention. Don't you guys think? Let's just go back and clinically clean it up. Anyways, funny story. Funny little OCD I have about packaging. I couldn't send them out with road rash on them. Grass stains. Trip through the mud puddle. Couldn't do it. So, anyways, we got lucky. Was I lucky, you guys? Or did the universe take care of us? Okay? Was I lucky? Or did the universe say, you know what? We're going to cut this whole group a break. Which do you think happened? So I don't really believe that much in luck. Okay? You know, he says, I think it might be a combination of both, Pops. The good news, Joe D's, is that I opened up the door to put another box in the crate when I did. Or they would have kept on blowing, baby. They would have been another 3 blocks away. Yep. So we saved the world. Okay? Well, the universe wanted it delivered faster. Come on, man. It was blowing in the direction. The truth is, the boxes were going in the direction of the post office. They truly were. But they were going to pass about 547 homes before they got there. Anyways, I thought I'd tell you guys. I go, this is crazy. I got to tell my pals that that your stuff was on the loose for a little while. All right, but we got it back. We reeled it back in, repackaged, put it back, and then now let me ask another question. How many of you, after reloading all 12 boxes, would put them back in the crate and put the crate back on the front porch? Who would do that? Who would put the crate back on the front porch? Okay. Who would do it? Who's so freaked out right now? Who's so freaked out that you just get in the car and drive them on over to the post office like the old days? Okay? I don't even know if the postman came while I was out hunting for the boxes. Derek's like, let's learn that lesson twice. It was straight to the post office, baby. I'm not wasting another 12 boxes. Okay? Boom. Straight to the post office. Dropped them off myself. Okay? And he gave Ruff a ride, too. But Ruff went looking for the boxes with me. Ruff was in the car. He's going, I think I see one over there, Pops. I was like, I looked over and go, you're right. There's one under the bush right over there. Anyways, that was a funny story. My heart was freaking out on Friday for about a half hour while I was on the great box hunt. Okay? I was on the great box hunt. And my big concern was who's going to find one that shouldn't. So, neat story. Neat story. Ruff was on the hunt with Pops. He's a rare box hunting Boston nerd. Yeah, he was looking for him like you look for truffles. He's my box hunter. We did good. The great box hunt would help kids learn to count to 12. That's funny. Sam, I could have easily had a few different issues by people finding those boxes before I did. So, we fixed it. Thank goodness. Let's move on. Thank you guys for listening to that story. Know that we really do care. We honestly care. We do the best we can. And even when it's windy, we're going to remember that lesson though, Derek. I don't have to learn it twice. If it's too windy to put a crate out, just take them to the post office. This is not going to be your day off, pups. Okay? But I can tell you, if they had a heart monitor on me that day, my heart was going pitter-patter. Let's move on to an article from Tricycle Day newsletter. It gusted, Kelly. When I first put the crate out, it wasn't that windy. but all of a sudden gusts of winds were blowing through, and Detroit's not known as a super windy city, but windy enough to carry this whole crate 2 blocks away and scatter stuff down the street, into yards, under bushes, on front porches, mud puddles, landscaping office yards. The Great Box Hunt of 2026. Thank you, Charles. That's exactly what I did. And then I also I'm not going to do a dirty box. I'm not sending it in a dirty box. If your box ends up to you looking dirty, then it didn't start out that way, I can promise you. When we send them out, they're white as my lab coat. Now that psychedelic therapy is legal in Oregon and Colorado, we're afraid you have a new dilemma. Do you, number one, A, work with a licensed facilitator in a regulated setting, or B, stick with an underground guide who's been holding space for decades? What do you answer? If you're going to use a guide, do you stick with a guide that's been doing it without the quote-unquote certificate, or do you have to go get a licensed facilitator? The paradox of choice. Which would you do? See, licensed doesn't automatically mean better. And underground does not imply sketchy, necessarily. So we asked a bunch of practitioners from both sides, what are the trade-offs between working with a licensed facilitator versus an underground guide? Interesting topic. The fact is, most of us don't use guides at all. I would definitely recommend, if you have friends that are wanting to seek psilocybin therapy, that they talk to somebody with experience in the area. I would definitely recommend that. Because there's stuff that people know. Well, let me just read this. All right. The fact of the matter is, licensing provides accountability that underground can't match. Caton It explains that licensed facilitators have gone through a process of training and consultation which guarantees they have at least some knowledge and experience. More importantly, they can be held accountable. Underground guides typically do not have any system to which violation of ethics or boundaries of, let me say that again. Underground guides typically do not have any system to which violations of ethics or boundaries can be reported. By the way, in one of the programs that I'm involved in, I'm almost finished with the academic part, they require 100 hours of practice, either on the phone or through Zoom, with patients. You have to spend 100 hours, and it's reviewed by a board. And the board watches how you handle these people in this 100 hours worth of work that you do for free. You can't charge for it. And at the end of the 100 hours, or during it, they'll coach you. and tell you what you did well in that session, what you didn't do well in that session, but they won't certify you until you get 100 hours of practice and it's been reviewed by a board. I don't mind that. It's kind of a pain. But it's I like the ethics of it. Okay. Amy Charlesworth adds that in the regulated model, the psilocybin itself is also produced and handled under licensed conditions and generally subject to standardized testing and quality controls, which we're doing here now. We just sent off the first batch of the year to our lab, and we're waiting for some some test results, and then we'll have those packages available for me to provide for facilitation practice. Wallace Murray points to formal screening, medical oversight, and emergency planning, clear consent documentation, a complaint pathway, and all of these things will help reduce legal risk to the facilitator. Jessica Eden cautions that rules do not necessarily equal safety. She says a facilitator who has their own ongoing relationship with psychedelics and does their own integration work has far more understanding and insight to support the client than someone fresh out of the training program, regardless of their license. It's kind of good to be a combination of both, isn't it? There's more to the equation than safety, of course. Summer McCool frames it as choosing between safety and structure versus freedom and tradition. Underground guides, she says, often bring deep ancestral wisdom or spiritual lineage, offering a more intuitive, heart-centered approach. This is all the age of where we're going, you guys. Facilitation. We need more of us, more facilitators, and more people willing. Because in the facilitation process is the integration and the therapy. That's when you'll get work done. That's when you'll touch the PTSD. That's when you'll find the roots of the anxiety. That's when you can help start dissuading some of this dissociation that we have in the depression. To just take a couple of shrooms and think everything's going to be okay. Angela Balboa agrees that underground practitioners might bring in additional ritualistic elements, spiritual practices, or shamanic elements that support them in their process. Ultimately, she considers the choice a personal preference of intention and belief systems. Wallace adds that the ceremony or community-style container popular in the underground can feel more personal and more relational. But there are practical trade-offs beyond philosophy. Carrie Rowe Laframbeau explains that regulated models cost the providers a great deal to participate. So they need to pass the costs on to the clients, which can price some people out of it entirely. And Jessica notes that a legal psilocybin therapy requires paying out of pocket for the mushrooms, at a rate that is approximately 10 times that of the underground market. So what if we provided them at the normal underground market costs, but also provided facilitation services with a certificate of some level of ethical training? Low cost. Not looking to pay back for the price of the center, because you have your own center at home. How about this answer? Choose the person, not the model. Here's one thing everyone agrees on. Connection matters more than credentials. I agree with that. I'm in the everyone category. Connection matters more than credentials. Clara McKinley says it plainly. It's less about the title and more about the person. Do you feel safe with them? Can they truly contain you? And do you trust yourself? Avery Colora echoes the importance of fit. What matters most isn't the label. It's whether the person understands trauma, respects your autonomy, and knows how to stay grounded when things get intense. Kelly Lund highlights a non-obvious benefit of the above-ground world. Licensed facilitators are connected through a network where they can refer our clients when someone has a special case. I've really never done that before. I've never worked with somebody in your situation before. I want to be perfectly honest with you. I do have a network of facilitators where I can go through and find somebody who has experience in the area that you're looking for therapy. Would you mind if I did that for you? That's a real strong benefit. Bradley Cook recommends doing your homework. Learn as much as possible about someone before committing to a particular facilitator or guide. Invite them for coffee or lunch or a phone call to learn what they're really like. Worst case scenario, you get a microdose of human connection, which can be healing in and of itself. Pretty telling that both sides agree more than they disagree, huh? We must be pretty close to the balanced truth here. And these guides must actually be looking out for our best interests, not serving their own agenda. That's exactly what you want from a facilitator, by the way. Just a couple more factors to throw into the mix. Legal psilocybin therapy only exists in Oregon and Colorado so far, which means travel, lodging, and time off work for most people. And it's psilocybin only so far. So if you're called to other psychedelics or plant medicines, you're still in unregulated territory. We should also point out that many underground guides are already licensed professionals. They're licensed therapists, social workers, nurses, etc., risking their hard-earned credentials to do this work because the law hasn't caught up to the science. In some ways, they have even more on the line. Final thought. At the risk of sounding preachy, there's literally no good reason to do something that makes you feel unsafe. Now, You do you. We're all adults here. I definitely am finding as I'm going through my coursework, my current coursework, hearkening back to some of my, even though I had no business being a marriage and family therapist at the time that I was, I had no business. I did have that license. I did go through the training, extreme training, cost a lot of money. So I've got some experience in my background, but it's more, it was so scriptural based. Everything that at the time that I would provide any kind of counseling, it always came from, well, this is what the Bible says. And so it's kind of tainted. I'm not saying that the Bible isn't a great source for a lot of wisdom, because it is. There's a lot of wisdom. But that shouldn't be, and would never again be, the source of my attempt to help. The source that I use now, super simple. The 4 agreements, and continuing to work my way through the Tao and all this and all the verses of the Tao. I find so much wisdom, so much clarity, so much simplicity, and the ethics of it are amazing. Be impeccable. Consider nature. That's it. That's the whole of it in a nutshell. Let's go to good morning, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are all here this morning. Good morning, Captain Obvious. There is no such thing as late. You're here exactly when you needed to be here. Can I do the Tao again this week, you guys? Give me 5 people. Is it okay with you guys I do some more verses out of the Tao Te Ching this week? And if you're a cute lurker, is that okay with you guys? Good morning, Shy Shy. I really feel drawn to these messages that we're getting through these verses. I truly do. I'm reading stuff that Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote, but I'm interspersing it with some of my own comments. And I actually have 3 major sources that I'm referencing. I never read one book and call it good. I never read one commentator and call it done. I read a lot, and I gather this information, and I like that point, and I like that point, and I like that point, and I gather them together. Okay? Let's look at the 24th verse this morning. The 24th verse of the Tao Te Ching. If you stand on tiptoe, you cannot stand firmly. If you take long steps, you cannot walk far. Showing off does not reveal enlightenment. Boasting will not produce accomplishment. He who is self-righteous is not respected. He who brags will not endure. All these ways of acting are odious, distasteful. They are superfluous excess. They are like a pain in the stomach, a tumor to the body. When walking the path of the Tao, this is the very stuff that must be uprooted, thrown out, and left behind. Narcissistic behavior. It is run rampant plus our overuse of the word nowadays. But there wasn't nearly this much narcissistic behavior in the 70s and the 80s, even the 90s. And I'm going to say it's huge to do with the internet and social media. Huge. It has stoked our narcissistic behavior. It has made narcissistic behavior more normal. We're living in an age, we are so challenged, we're so advanced in our communication that it's actually crippling us. Check this out. This makes me want to gag. I want to gag a maggot. I find out that this morning there's a news article. This morning. Malaysia and Indonesia have both cut off access to Grok, which is, this isn't politics, which is Musk's channel, Grok. I bet you a lot of us don't even know what Grok is or where it came from. Robert Heinlein wrote a book years and years ago called A Stranger in a Strange Land. It was an alien came down to Earth. And the author created the word Grok, G-R-O-K, which meant to know things naturally. The alien could just figure stuff out. He could grok it without ever having to experience it. But he could grok it from the human's perspective and then pretend to be a human. Grok's a neat word. I'm sorry that Musk is using it. Why did Malaysia and Indonesia cut off access to the Grok platform? I'll tell you why. Because there's a new AI tool on that platform. Wait for it. Tell me how many of you think this is pretty cool. You can look at an image of somebody, a star, a celebrity, an ex, anyone, a picture. Okay? And you tell the AI program, I want to see so-and-so in such and such a sexually provocative pose. And the AI program will take that person's picture and turn it into a sexually provocative pose. Without their consent. You think that's bad enough? It'll also undress them. I want to see my 14-year-old neighbor undressed. That's how we're using our communication abilities now? What the F is going on? 14-year-old girl. She's suing him. She's getting together with another outfit, and they're going to teach the other kids, teenagers, how to avoid this kind of stuff. Anybody you can think of, I'd sure like to see what they don't look like with clothes on. No problem, just go grok them. I want to barf all over it. That's where we're going, guys. That's where we're going. It's freaking disgusting, Niffer. In this verse, Lao Tzu advises that the path of the Tao needs to be cleared of any weeds of excessive personal importance. After all, accomplishments derive from the all-creating source, the Tao. Everything that you see, touch, or own is a gift from the Tao. My finding those boxes strewn 2 blocks away, every box I found, I literally thanked the Tao. Thank you. Every single one that I found became a gift. It is your duty to suspend your ego and seek an attitude of gratitude and generosity for the Tao's creativity. In this way, you walk the path of the Tao by becoming like it is, which is always living in a state of unlimited giving. A state of unlimited giving. Finding those boxes was a continued state of unlimited giving. I was finding, but so I could give. Changing the boxes from a muddy box to a clean box is unlimited giving. I'm staying in the state. I'm not giving trash. I'm not giving something that I just picked up out of a mud puddle. But I'm still giving. Notice how the natural flow of the Tao operates. It asks nothing of you, as it provides you and everyone else with unlimited supplies of food, air, water, sunshine, land, beauty. It's always creating for the benefit of everybody. And it has no need for prideful boasting or demanding something in return. This poem by Hafiz bears repeating to illustrate the point. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights up the whole sky. The sun never tells the earth, "You owe me." The sun symbolizes the Tao at work. It offers its warmth and its light and its life-giving energy to all, illuminating the globe without any demand for attention. Imagine if the sun needed attention and demanded accolades for all its efforts. It would shine only where it was felt most appreciated, or when it received payment for that life-giving energy. Soon the world would be partially shut off from the sun's magnificence, and ultimately the entire world would be covered in darkness, as wars erupt over ways of appeasing the sun god. It's easy to see why Lao Tzu refers to such inclinations to be boastful and self-righteous as odious, and alike a tumor in the body. Walk the path of the Tao as a giver, not a taker, providing for others and asking nothing in return. Then view your desires to brag and seek approval as weeds appearing on your journey. My whole life was about seeking approval. I told you 1,000 times, my sister said, you do everything for score. You let everyone keep your scorecard. Seeing yourself as important and special because of your artistic talent, for instance, is walking the path of ego. Walking the path of the Tao means that you express appreciation for the hands that help you create a sculpture. This is how Lao Tzu advises you to walk the path of the Tao. Free of your ego-driven desire to be recognized for all your efforts and accomplishments. Boy, I'd love to be able to tell our leaders this. Serve because it's who you are, not so you can be seen by the many. Change your life by consciously choosing to be in a state of gratitude. The journey of your life will change when you emphasize gratitude for all that you are, all that you accomplish, and all that you receive. I hope you guys notice at the end of every one of our programs, I say thank you to you guys. I am learning to express my gratitude. Practice silently repeating, I thank you, throughout your waking hours. As you fall asleep, and when you first wake up. It really doesn't matter whether you're thanking God, Spirit, Allah, the Tao, Krishna, Buddha, the Source, or even yourself. Because all those names represent the great wisdom traditions. Give thanks for the sunshine, the rain, for your body and all its components. The practice of gratitude helps you focus on the real source of everything, as well as to notice when your ego wants to dominate. Make this a silent daily practice. This is a big one. There are more people in the world today that do not have sheets on their bed than do. A freaking sheet on your bed. You're already in the luckiest percentage if you have a sheet on your bed. I don't know if you understand how profound that really is. Every time you climb in your bed and you have a sheet and you have a pillow and you have a blanket, the gratitude that we should be expressing is unbelievable. There are more people walking this planet that don't have sheets than do. It's somewhere around 70% of the humans walking this earth. Give thanks for the bed. Give thanks for the sheets and the pillow. Give thanks for the room you sleep in at night. And in the morning, say, I thank you for what lies ahead today. Then begin the beautiful day doing something kind for another human being someplace on this planet. I am going to recognize that we'll do exactly that here every morning. All of you that show up here, the people that show up here regularly, and those that are able to make it sporadically, and the comments that you say to each other, you're starting your day out being kind. We won't even accept unkind comments. We have moderators sitting here going, that's not cool. We got to time that comment out. Every morning, there's gratitude being expressed here by you guys to each other. I can't even explain to you how big that is. There's so many other group chats out there that their base is in kindness. Their base is in gratitude. Their base is in how do we live better. Their base is fear. Their base is hate. Their base is terroristic. Or materialistic. Buy this. Look at this. Try to look like I look like. There are so many other groups that don't have it focused correctly. Change your life by examining your urge to boast and be self-righteous. When you're about to brag to others about your credentials or your accomplishments, momentarily sense the urge and recall what Lao Tzu advises, that this is the very stuff that must be uprooted, thrown out, and left behind. On the Tao path, inner approval is healthy and pure, while self-righteous boasting is simply superfluous. When you notice your gloating habit, you can choose to go back to the Tao path by remembering this 24th verse. Pomposity and self-inflating comments can then be seen as weeds that you really have no need for. By returning to radical humility and seeing the greatness within everyone, you've then cleared your life of excessive self-importance. And this is the way of the sun. This is the way of the Tao. This is the path. The sun never asked me for a thing back. And it never told me how great it was. I need to practice more. I love you guys. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm expressing major gratitude for us just continuing to be here, to be blessed enough that we really do want to focus on being kind. We do really want to focus on doing the right things because it's right, not because we're going to be noticed for it. Not because we're going to be thought a big shot. That's the old us. The new us is doing it, but still some of that creeps in there, and you got to fight it. That's what it says. Walk the path. Do the work. Be grateful of so many things. If I could be grateful for my sheets, how much more grateful can I be for almost anything? I can boil it down to I'm grateful for you guys. Sincerely. I'm grateful for what we do. 4 things. Be impeccable with your word. You're very powerful. You're a white magician. Take that back. You're not white or black or dark or forget color. You're a positive magician. You have so much power you can create today. There's magic waiting for you to perform it today. The power of your word. Go tell someone something kind. Go tell somebody something wonderful about themselves. Go say something beautiful to somebody. Create in them a sense of goodness, a sense of appreciation. You create it. Create it especially in your home, you guys. Create it with your significant other. You know, the one you were just fighting with, because you forgot to treat him or her like the sun treats the earth. Do it in your home first. Tell your kids something wonderful about themselves. You know what you do that's particularly wonderful, Junior? And fill in the blank. Start lifting them up with your model of consistent kindness. Some of us that are taking care of elderly parents that can be annoying. Go in and tell mom, go in and tell dad that you're taking care of. You haven't told them something wonderful about themselves in a while. You're still carrying annoying into the room with them when you're bringing in their dinner. Walk into there with an attitude of gratitude. You wouldn't even be here on the planet Earth if it weren't for that person that you now have the privilege to serve. After all, didn't they serve you when you were a little guy coming up? There's so many places, especially the shut-ins. They need to hear it. They need to feel it. They need to know that they count. They need to know that you find gratitude in the ability to serve them. Your children, your parents, your significant others. Start there. Practice. You don't even have to go outside of your home. I know many of you that have dogs and cats. Many of you that have dogs and cats have no problem saying, "Oh, what a good boy. Oh, what a good girl." I say it to Ruff at least 50 times a day. Good boy. Good boy. You know what? Ruff likes hanging around with me. Ruff, so I'm gonna hang around with that guy. He always makes me feel good. Try it with humans. If we can say it to our pets with a pure and open heart, my goodness, how could we not be saying it to our relations? Every time you say good boy or good girl to one of your pets, find one of your relatives to say it to as well. Let that be your guidepost. We have no problem saying it to our pets. But not to the one that annoyed me. You haven't even gotten in touch why they annoyed you. Because it was about you. If you got annoyed, it wasn't about them. Make a habit of appreciating and vocalizing that impeccably. You have the magical power you have it. Number 2, don't take things personal. We are not going to be puffed up. We are not going to consider it's because of us. If anything, you're the luckiest person. I personally know that I'm privileged. I'm the luckiest guy in the world to be able to have it every morning at 9 o'clock be available to do what we do here. Luck. And is it luck? Or is it what the universe is now gifting me with? Do I get more gifts now because I'm doing more giving away? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I do. No assumptions, no expectations. If you tell somebody that you love them, they're a good boy, they're a good girl, you're not expecting anything back. Well, then they have to tell me too. Well, then she has to tell me. If I tell her she's beautiful, she has to tell me I'm handsome. Then that's why you told it. You just got your payoff. You told her that for the wrong reason. Don't look for a payoff. Don't have an assumption. Don't have an expectation. Give purely. That's what's called pure giving. And do your best today. I know you will. I do. This message is fresh in your heart. Go look at your sheets sometime today. Make your bed. When you're making your bed, you got to say thank you to the bed. Some of these people, $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 mattresses. Well, I know everybody wants a comfortable bed. Go to Africa. See how many of them there are there. Pops love. I'm going to scroll you guys out now. Thanks for listening to me this morning. My heart is filled with gratitude to be here and to have all of my friends here this morning. HB, Mello, Aaron, Charles Wirtz. Charles, tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. Tell them something wonderful about themselves. Kimberly, I'm going to try the dad jokes tomorrow. Sammy P, Woody K. Kindness not only can be contagious, but it is contagious. Right, Charles? I mean, Woody. Jesus Christ, in Australia, there's a good friend. Where are we at here? Derek Anderson, Jesus Christ, Woody K. Herbie Von Werbeek, a broken Furby Kebab. HB and Anthony. So tonight, 9 o'clock, Mystic Journeys Church, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, YouTube channel, Mystic Journeys Church. That's Derek and HB and Nerdy. They do a great job over there. Go check them out. Herbie and HB and Anthony and Jesus Christ and Herbie Von Werbs and Kimberly, the International Kindness Ambassador. Daniel Martinez, good morning. HB and Aaron and Joe Dees and Sammy P. Anthony Hunt, Mike Barabal, Zozo LSD Higgs. I love you, buddy. Grateful today, right? Snap it on everybody. Let's snap our gratitude. Cyber Jolie, there's a girl. Charles Wirtz. Aaron, Jesus, Trenty the Trenterson. You're welcome, Woody K. Thank you. Kimberly's loving everybody. Cleanie. Canito and Mello and Sarah Bear. Big hug. Mr. Phillips, Hip Kitty. Meow. I'm glad to see Hip Kitty here. I hope you found your daddy. Derek Anderson, Aaron, Shroom Digger, Woody K. Classic and JC. Thank you, Hip Kitty. Laura, have a divine day. It's easy for someone as divine as you. Nippy wants everyone to have a beautiful day. Sammy P. Charles Wirtz is loving scissors. I would too. They cut. Who doesn't need scissors? Nipper and Joe D's. Hip Kitty and Mello. Mello's down there in Jamaica. Jamaica Mon. Classic and Charles. That's cool. That's a good frame to start with, an old speaker. Hip Kitty Daniel, exception. Have a wonderful day. Be exceptional. Jesus Christ and HB and Charles Wirtz. Hip Kitty Derek Anderson. Nippy's loving Cleany. All those two are adorable. Joe D's and Amber. Amber Fraudsham, I'm so glad you're here. And thank you for helping me start my day off right. We're doing it together. Sammy HB and Mike Butterball. Pops, peace, love, kindness. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Practice, practice, practice. See you guys tomorrow. Pops out.